There's one habit that can help train your brain to stop always wanting to scroll and consume. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what that one habit is and how you can implement it in your life. The reason I wanted to make this video is because a few days ago, I was hanging out with a friend going out to eat. And I was talking about how I want to reduce the amount of times I go out and eat in a week because I feel like it's too high. Basically, anytime anybody hits me up to go out to eat, I just join them. And I was talking about why I do this is because, generally during the week I work a 9 to 5 job, and after that, it's like you just want any dopamine hit. You just want to do something because you're stuck in and you had to grind so hard all day. You just want to have that release and have that dopamine hit. And going out to eat and hanging out with friends is like that dopamine hit. And he mentioned for him, he just enjoys scrolling and enjoys social media because he gets that same dopamine hit, but it's completely free. So that really got me thinking about how dangerous it can be to be down the path of being a constant scroller and constant social media user. Because unlike eating out, it actually is free. So you can do it for hours and hours and hours, and there's no monetary restrictions. Scrolling really satisfies our short-term urges, but in the long run, it makes us feel more depleted and sad. But if you're watching this video or you just like to watch self-improvement videos in general, you're probably someone who is looking to reduce their consumption, reduce their amount of scrolling. And that's why I think this one habit that really helped me will also help you. And that habit is building. So what do I mean by that? I mean building hobbies. And we can break this down into 3 different categories. The first category is creative hobbies. For example, I like creating these videos, but for you, it could be doing something like creating music, creating art, creating paintings, like just something that requires you to think outside the box. The second category is going to be the physical habits. So again, what could this be? For me, I like to play sports, I like to run, play soccer, basketball, things like that. But for you, again, it could be a lot of things. It could be lifting, you could do yoga, you could sports, you could just go for walks, things like that. Just something that's physically challenging, and that's going to be the second habit you're going to want to build. And then the third thing is going to be mental. So doing something that requires you to use your brain. For example, for me, it's learning a new language, but it could be something like maybe learning how to play chess, maybe you're in school, things like that, just things that require you to use your brain. Why is this one habit and these 3 categories so helpful? What all these things do is it gives you meaningful tasks for you to achieve. Most people are really only scrolling because they have nothing better to do. But by building up these tasks in these different categories, you're not getting short-term rewards. All these things require long-term dedication and grind, and the payoff isn't till much later. Social media is like small hits of dopamine, but for example, something like learning a language, that's a long-term reward system because you did something from scratch and you actually have a tangible reward, a tangible result. In this example, it would be to actually be able to learn a language and speak with other people in the language. But with social media, it's short-term dopamine hits and there's no reward. Another thing it does is it breaks the automatic habit loop, where scrolling is really just like a mindless activity. But once you start making a habit of building, you're actually training your brain to choose action over consumption. And this is one of my big things I like to always talk about is choose to create over consume. Now, that doesn't mean you should never consume or watch anything or watch the things you enjoy, but try to balance that out by actually creating, doing something and putting yourself out there, because you're going to get much more rewarding results by doing that than just being someone who's always consuming. Also, I feel like the categories I listed, it really gives you an opportunity to build habits that have purpose. You feel like you're actually gaining something out of doing those things versus you at the end of a 2-hour scroll session, you just feel like you wasted 2 hours and you feel worse about yourself. Also, one of my favorite things, really helps you build community and find other like-minded individuals, which you're never going to find if you're just sitting at home all day consuming and scrolling. One of the best things about switching from the consumption mindset to the creation mindset is you can find so many other people who are on the same mindset. And nowadays, it seems like everybody just wants to consume and nobody wants to be out there and live in the real world. But once you actually start putting yourself out there, you're going to find so many like-minded individuals. And that's honestly the best part about switching your mindset. At the end of the day, the majority of people are going to just keep scrolling. But if you watch this video, you're probably somebody who is looking to make that change, looking to find ways to switch your mindset from always wanting to scroll and consume to actually living your life. I recommend trying this method out because it's so easy to implement and it really doesn't require that much work. Like all you're doing is replacing your scrolling with habits that are going to be meaningful and enjoyable and fun for you. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Do you guys have any other tips? Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what's worked for you. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.